For those who have joined, good afternoon. We're just waiting for a few more people to come in and we'll start up the discourse. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Victor. We will be up in 2 minutes. Good afternoon, Bukola. Good afternoon, Deji. Good afternoon, Kalvamo. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for signing in. First of all, for our Christian friends out there, I'd say Happy Good Friday. It's an interesting time to be discussing a topic that I think will become something we will have to focus on going forward as business people. More importantly, also as people generally in the world. It's 2020 has been an interesting year. Interesting year in terms of how 4 months has shaped what I'd probably say is a change in everything we believe in and everything we've done. And I thought that, look, with ADVAN and giving me the platform, I thought that we should sit down and probably discuss the changing paradigms for us as individuals and for our businesses, and I dare say even for countries post 2020. 2019 was a very interesting year, very different from what we've seen in 2020, and 2020 has thrown up a lot of interesting things. And so this next 1 hour for me will be just to share with you my thoughts on things that will change and how, as people, business leaders, human beings, we should react to these changes, because these changes, these paradigm shifts will shape what happens to us as individuals, as a nation, and even as humanity. On social media every day, there's so much talk about what's happening. There's talk about what you do in these times of quarantine. There's talk about, is there a new world order emerging from the challenges we are seeing today? So there's talk, and these are valid discussions to have, because never in the time of in history has anything so shaped the world, or so shaped the dynamics of the world, than what we're going through today. So I'll spend the next 45 minutes talking about changing paradigms in the post-2020 world. I'll probably share my thoughts as to what we ought to do and what we need to do to live in the world that is being created every day post the challenges we have in 2020. The topic of our discourse is about changing paradigms, and I thought that, look, I'll start with what is a paradigm. For students of English and students of language, basically, a paradigm are assumptions. They're assumptions, they are concepts, they are things we truly believe, practices that guide our view of reality. So if you're a Christian, paradigm is that, look, for instance, on Good Friday, Jesus died on the cross so that you will be saved. If you went to school, there's a general belief in our society is that if you go to a good school, go to good university, graduate, it is expected that you get a good job. There are these beliefs that shape what we think about, and a paradigm, they are assumptions. And oftentimes, as people or business leaders, these assumptions have guided what we think is real. So in some societies, I don't know, if people die in a certain way, it is believed that this is what caused it. And people believe it, and it just shapes what we believe. So sometimes our paradigms are what we hold very sacrosanct. So this is what we know. This is what we've been taught. This is how the world works. Your paradigms help you define what is right and wrong. So sometimes you look at it and say, okay, look, this is my definition of good, this is my definition of evil. But those definitions are built around those things we hold dear. Your paradigm sometimes define your business practice. So this is what we define as norms of business. One interesting paradigm we've all grown up with, which is being changed today, is the fact that, look, when you go into a business meeting, we talk about a firm handshake. You know, people come and talk about confidence. You put out your hands, you shake, and it's a sign of acceptance. And if you went into a business meeting, or you met your CEO and he didn't come across as, you know, firm and bold and shakes you well, you think, oh, you know, this guy doesn't have the confidence or the persona of a great leader. Those are paradigms. There are paradigms that those who are well schooled have something intellectually that others don't. So in real terms, your paradigm shape your worldview, shape your definition of good and bad, shape your definition of ethics, shape your expectations of outcomes. If I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'll expect 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It defines our idiosyncrasies. This is interesting. My dad once told me everybody has their own idiosyncrasies. It defines our mode of behavior, personal to us. The challenge is we are molded by our paradigms, our business philosophies, our political expectations, our worldview is often shaped by these paradigms. The thing is that everything we hold dear, everything we hold sacrosanct, seems to have been turned on its head in the first 3 months of 2020. And the truth is, it's creating challenges. It is creating uncertainties. It is creating fear. It is charting our world into the path of the unknown. But we are people who are designed to thrive better in what we understand, order. You know, so when there's chaos, when there's uncertainty, we struggle as people. We are designed by nature to thrive under certain norms and conditions. Society is built around certain norms that guide our behaviors. And in the first 4 months of January to March, first 3 months and 3.5 months of 2020, nearly every paradigm that we've held dear, nearly every belief that we've held dear, nearly every social construct that has guided us from birth till today, nearly every belief in government and in how our society works has been blown to smithereens. It's been thrown away, and we're all caught in a place where we are asking ourselves, so what next? The challenge is that, look, that what next is an interesting question because most people don't know what next is. When I was growing up, a couple of years ago, our view of how our world would evolve was built around an interconnected world. Our worldview was that we lived in isolation before in small locales, small countries, and the internet, YouTube, were bringing us together in a very connected world. So isolation, social isolation was not what our world was about, because we were meant to believe that, look, tomorrow will be a world that we are brought together, that care about each other, that look after each other. So bodies like the United Nations, the African Union, NATO, we're all designed to bring the world together, bring countries together to collaborate and work together to create a better world for everybody. Intermarriages were permitted. Businesses spread rapidly across the world. So the sign of a strong business in most countries, it was a business that had developed itself within the confines of where it found itself, but somehow had also moved around to other